NBC's coverage of NASCAR Nextel Cup Series racing is brought to you by Nextel, coast-to-coast walkie-talkie. Nextel, done. By UPS, the official express delivery company of NASCAR. UPS, we want to race the truck. People love the truck. By Levitra, ask your doctor about it today. Levitra, when it counts. And by the all-new Toyota Tundra Double Cab. Not just big, life-size.
The 2-mile California Speedway, located in the city of Fontana, about 50 miles east of downtown LA, a city normally of 139,100 people. But they've got an extra 100,000 guests on hand this weekend, filling the infield and grandstands of this racetrack, and all watching Mark Martin pull away to a 3-second lead, closing in on green flag pit stops. Impressive. Of course, this the first Labor Day weekend NASCAR Nextel Cup race in over 50 years not held in Darlington, South Carolina.
Yeah, and there's a lot of folks awfully sad about that, but as you said, there's 110,000 people here today. Darlington would have about 60,000 people. So,
and of course, we'll be in Darlington for the second to last race of the season in mid-November. Look forward to that.
And Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, continues to come towards the front. He's 11 seconds back, but consistently one of the fastest cars on the racetrack.
He restarted 22nd at lap 120. He just took 5th away from Jimmy Johnson. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, this is a team where we talked about at the beginning of the show. Driver, crew chief, communication. These guys are one of the best at adjusting their cars for conditions just like this.
Let's check our AOL top speeds at the line and compare the top 10 drivers. See how Jeff is running in relation to Mark Martin.
See, Mark ran 171. His speed might be a little bit down because he ran up on the back of Kenny Schrader, but we'll see.
There's Jeff.
Quickest car, Jeff Gordon.
And he's coming to pit road this time. Dale Jarrett's the quickest car.
Wow.
That impressive rally continues for the 88. All right, so we're expecting Jeff Gordon in to be right at 50 laps since the last set of pit stops. So we'll begin to see everybody heading onto the pit lane under green. And one thing about this racetrack, the entry to pit road here can be tricky, especially under green.
Yes, yes it does.
Go ahead, Marty.
Kevin Harvick just really having trouble with his engines. Also, the car is too tight, said it won't turn. They made a wedge and air pressure adjustment trying to loosen up that car. They thought it was coming to them, then it went too tight at the end of the run.
The 98, Bill Elliott pulls away. The 9, his old car with Casey Kane behind the wheel, pulls to a stop. They're going to make a track bar adjustment, trying to help Casey in the center of the corner. 4 sticker tires, brand new going on this 9 car. Very solid stop. They're done, Bill.
This is when the mystery at this track will really begin, because nobody knows what the racing surface is going to be like in the next 75 or 100 laps of this race. Gordon wants 4 tires and air pressure adjustment just because his car is not perfect. It's just a little tight. Around to the left side, this looks like it's taking a little longer than they wanted, but you got to make sure you get all that fuel in there too. He's on his way.
A little over 15 seconds, Bill, so might be a 1.5 seconds slow for a 4-tire stop on the green flag situation, but not too bad.
And by the way, track temperature down to 104 degrees. That's 28 degrees less than when the race started earlier. Dave?
97 of Kurt Busch comes down pit road now. Kurt again complaining that the car was getting a little bit tight from the center off. They talked about a myriad of adjustments. They will go to the track bar and make an air pressure adjustment. Jeremy Mayfield pitting as well right now in the 19 car. His car was getting better, as they mentioned, and they will go to a chassis adjustment on the back as well, change 4 tires, and get Jeremy off pit road. Car a lot better for Jeremy on that run. Bill.
Latest from Dale Earnhardt Jr. His car is still tighter than he wants, but they're hoping the track will help him. He's on his way. Matt, about the 6.
And Mark Martin having an awesome run on pit road. 4 tires going on. Going to make a slight air pressure adjustment in the right rear tire. Mark told Pat Tryson a little bit of slow issues on the left front. Mark told Pat Tryson the car is about as free as I can have it.
Jimmy Johnson's the leader. He has not yet stopped under this caution flag. Marty?
Jamie McMurray said, we have got to free this thing up. It's way too tight. One round up on the track bar, a pound out the left side tires, a pound in the right rear tire. Jamie said, worst it's been all day. Extremely, extremely tight. Dave?
The 01 of Joe Nemechek fell from 5th to 19th on that run. Car very, very tight. They make a chassis adjustment as well as air pressure adjustments for Joe in the Army car. They're done. He's off pit lane.
I'm surprised nobody's added tape now to the grill, that the temperatures have come down and everybody's saying they're tight.
Tough to get it to stick, though, probably with all the rubber and debris on there. You think? Jimmy?
Shouldn't be.
Jimmy Johnson gives up the lead. He comes in, Bill.
Jimmy Johnson into his pit stall, locks up the brakes, does not slide over the line, does not want any major adjustments, but they are going to make a slight air pressure adjustment to the right rear to try and help this car as the sun continues to set. They work on the left side. Johnson already locked in the chase, but would love to go to victory lane in California. He's on his way. Bobby Labonte says his car just has no overall grip, wedge and air pressure adjustment, trying to get him up in the field and trying to keep him in the chase for the championship.
Ryan Newman took over the lead for a lap after Johnson pitted. Now here he comes down the pit lane. Dave?
Got those 5 extra bonus points. Allen, he just misses Greg Biffle pulling out in front of him. Newman able to bring it in. Put 2 rounds of wedge in the right rear. Car was just a little bit tight for Ryan, but not bad compared to what they had earlier on the day. Drew now putting in the second can of gas, coming around to the left side, trying to complete this in under 14 seconds if possible under green. A little slow on the left front, and he's gone.
And so that'll give Shane Meal the lead for the moment until he makes his pit stop, which he does right now. Is that Shane? No, that's Derek Cope. So 23 cars the leader for the moment. Then it's going to cycle back around to Casey Kane, followed by Mark Martin.
And this is a place, too, where you can gain or lose a lot of time getting to the entrance of pit road. You're talking about it earlier, Alan. You really have to hustle the car to get to the pit entrance, and you could really blow it getting in.
A little traffic jam there, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, DJ passed the 5 car, and I thought the 12 car was going to be a problem, but and look at Carl Edwards in that 99 car just drive up on the outside of the 88.
Great rally by Dale Jarrett today.
Tremendous rally.
Trouble on pit road. That is Derek Cope's pit.
Looks like fire extinguisher has been used. Anyway, it looks like the fire is out. The gas man said, okay, it's full of gas.
Whoa. And of course, in that haze of dusk, that'll take a little while to clear. But Cope rejoining the race, and it looks like everything under control down there in his pit stall.
His hand trying to get some air in there.
Yeah, got that hand out the window, trying his best to get some air.
You stick your hand out the side of the window, it's like a little vent. The air hitting your hand forces all the air inside the car, so it helps a lot just by putting your hand out.
So Shane Meal the leader, then Casey Kane, Mark Martin, and then Kyle Petty yet to make his pit stop, followed by Elliott Sadler. What happened to 96, Marty?
Well, the suspicion is they had a spark from somewhere, possibly an impact wrench hitting one of the lug nuts, and fuel was coming out at the same time. It ignited very quickly. It was a brief fire. They put it out. Nobody was injured. Everybody fine. Derek drove away, as you saw.
Well, those guys were all over it. Good job.
Derek is running in 38th place. Remember, his car wouldn't fire on the grid. When the rest of the cars went green, he was behind the wall, and so he is some 16 laps down to the race leader.
Bad choice of words, Alan.
Must really be warm in that car.
My bad.
Must really be warm because Derek Cope went down the front straightaway at speed with his left hand out the window.
There's your leader, Shane Meal, in his first ever NASCAR Nextel Cup Series race. In a backup car, had a practice crash on Saturday morning. Brought out this car. He said his goal for the weekend was just to not look bad, to do a good job and succeed.
I think that was a battle for the lead as Casey Kane, the 9 car, went by.
That chain there? That's how the chain there.
Jeff Green goes by.
That's the air temperature as the hours have wound on the way.
7 degrees, and that is a great deal.
But what's even more important is the track temperature. And the track temperature probably has dropped over 20 from the start to now.
Yeah, 28 degrees.
28 degrees, yeah.
From first measurement as the race started to the last measurement we made at lap 151 just before the pit stops.
There's Mark going by Shane Meal, trying to chase down the 9 car, Casey Kane. Right now, he's about a second and a half behind him.
So there's your leader, Casey Kane, after the exchange of pit stops, out in front as we work toward the 350-mile mark of the Pop Secret 500. Big crowd on hand in Southern California watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series.